National Guard, have you decided which city that you want to go into now?
Yeah, I have. I have. I'm not going to say it now, but yeah, I have. We're going to go into another place and straighten it out. And I will say this: I watched today. I didn't know that was continuing to go on, but Portland is unbelievable. What's going on in Portland? The destruction of the city.
Are you going into Portland?
Well, I'm going to look at it now because I didn't know that was still going on. This has been going on for years.
Have you decided you
So we'll be able to stop that very easily. We'll be able to stop it. But you know, that was not on my list, Portland. But when I watched television last night, this has been going on. You wouldn't be standing if you were the mayor. You would be. Can you imagine what they're doing? They're walking in throwing smoke bombs into stores. These are paid terrorists. Okay. These are paid agitators. These are professional. I watched that last night. I'm very good at this stuff. These are paid agitators. They get paid money by radical left groups, not radical right groups, radical left groups. And they get paid a lot of money. And you see it with the signs. You know, they all have perfect signs that are printed. They look as good as that sign. Those signs aren't made in basements. They're made at professional printing offices, and they cost a lot of money. These are paid agitators, and they're very dangerous for our country. And when we go there, if we go to Portland, we're going to wipe them out. They're going to be gone, and they're going to be gone fast. They won't even stand the fight. They will not stay there. They've ruined that city. I have people that used to live in Portland. They've left. Most of them have left. But what they've done to that place is it's like living in hell.
You know, it's almost like he's just making stuff up as he goes. Oh, you're living in hell in Portland. Yeah, did you know that they print out those protests? Stick to the things that he keeps saying repeatedly. How he's going to go after these people. He's going to get rid of them. They're going to wipe them out. The president of the United States talking about a U.S. city, Portland, Oregon. He's going to go and wipe them out. He's going to send folks in to wipe them out. What does that mean? How come no reporters in the room said, "What are you talking about, Fuhrer? Which people are you going to wipe out?" And do we remember in his first administration when people were calling it Trump derangement syndrome? In fact, people that worked in that administration said this guy wanted to take to the streets in Washington, D.C. and start shooting protesters in the legs because he didn't like how they made him look bad.
How on the day of June 1st, 2020, as protests over the murder of George Floyd erupted across the country and as Trump watched police grow violent with the mostly peaceful protesters, he told his top law and military officials, quote, "That's how you're supposed to handle these people, crack their skulls." Trump then telling his team that he wanted the military to go in and, quote, "beat the F out of the protesters," quote, "just shoot them." And when he got pushback, Trump said, quote, "well, shoot them in the leg or maybe the foot, but be hard on them," unquote.
It's almost like he's a fascist and he wants to violently use the military to suppress any kind of political opposition, any First Amendment, but he wants to harm people. He doesn't care. You know what? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me say it. There's this guy who apparently posts on Donald Trump's page on Truth Social, and he said this is what was written. At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I'm directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force if necessary. I'll say it again. I'm also authorizing full force. So when someone asks JD Vance, Pete Hegseth, and Donald Trump, what does full force mean? They'll say, fake news. Why are you here, CBS? What are you talking about? Why are you here? Or does it mean full force to kill people? And then claim that they're Antifa, who Stephen Miller and Donald Trump just a week or so ago were talking about how they are this terrorist organization. Anti-fascists are their enemies. Take that in. And we have to go after them. Anybody that they deem to be Antifa. So, of course, protesters in the streets in Portland are Antifa because that's what Donald Trump said. Here's a little bit of my frustration. Here's some of the pushback from leadership in Oregon. This is the governor of Oregon, Tina Kotek. I believe I'm saying her name wrong correctly. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. Here's some of her response to this declaration of coming to kill Americans.
I am not going to be approving any utilization of Oregon National Guard. The president does not have the authority to deploy federal troops on state soil. I'm coordinating with Attorney General Dan Rayfield to see if any response is necessary, and we will be prepared to respond.
She's not authorizing it. I mean, I think like other states, that was the case. But, this guy is running roughshod over the entire Constitution. He actually doesn't care. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of the energy here. But we keep seeing the president of the United States talk about how he has a list of cities he's going to then go and invade. Does that sound like it's any kind of response to any kind of crime that he keeps saying is happening, when it's obvious that wherever there has been crime, those numbers have been going down? And number two, the areas he wants to then go patrol with National Guard and now, I guess, active U.S. military. Nothing is happening there. And maybe some folks are with signs and they're angry and, they're yelling at ICE agents and things like that, that danger. Just like, those code pink women that were inside of that restaurant where Trump tried to have the photo op to say that DC is suddenly, the best ever because he's got military stationed there. So since he thinks everything is a threat and he keeps pushing this anger and energy and divisive rhetoric and violence, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating to see someone who's the leader of the state then read. I spoke with him about it.
Our city is a far cry from the war-ravaged community that he has posted about on social media. And I conveyed that directly to him. That we got this, we are good, we are doing fine. And I also said to him, we have to be careful not to respond to outdated media coverage or misinformation that's out there. We know what's happening in our own city, and we are doing just fine. That being said, we do face real challenges in Portland, as does the rest of the country. We're worried about the cost of living. We want our schools to do what is necessary for our students, and we want to make sure that people have good jobs and homes that they can afford. I need help for those kinds of things. And that's the kind of help I need, not having military troops from the federal government in our state. President Trump's inconceivable insistence that we need federal troops in Portland does not address the real concerns in our communities. We do not need or want federal troops in Oregon stoking fear, creating conflict, and frankly escalating a situation that is under control. Any federal takeover with military troops in our state is a threat to communities across Oregon. It violates our right to govern ourselves. It interferes with local law enforcement's ability to fulfill their mission. And frankly, it drains taxpayer resources that could be better spent elsewhere. And again, I communicated that to the president directly.
And I let him know that's unnecessary, Mr. President. I stressed it very strongly. That's not necessary, Mr. President. We're fine. Things aren't that bad. Like, where's the energy behind what you believe in? It just feels like there's no energy behind rejecting fascism. It's just, well, I mean, if we hit these 5 staple points, people will finally start understanding where we're coming from. As he's then lying about every aspect of everything that they're doing, making it seem like it's normal for him to collect all these military leaders together in one point to then have some kind of secret meeting with all of our military leaders while he's in the middle of saying he has a list. He has like a list of oppositional cities he wants to then go and attack.